Hey YouTube land, just Jax and Karma and Rory's on the floor. Here for another little vlog. It is New Year's Eve, and it might be cliche to do the new year, new me, but December is really usually a dark time for me, and this December was no exception. But there was a lot of positive things that got me through it, and I'm very thankful for everybody that I spent the holidays with in any way, starting, to me back in October. And it was a good holiday season, and it's not up in some ways. My Crohn's is not in remission, so things like tonight, as in New Year's Eve, and maybe even the Super Bowl are going to be spent at least in my home and not going out and being as social for big days. But I can still get out here and there and in between, and I am still performing locally about once a month or so, maybe a little bit longer in between. Did you find something? And so, there's things that are going to have to change, and being in my home more, I'm going to invest more time into doing things in my home and invest in my home more. And that includes this room and everything, all my goals going forward with my streaming and vlogging, doing it more often, being more consistent, possibly getting a schedule with it. And so today I'm just going to talk a little bit about my gaming history as I go through this, what I put on my personal pages. Pretty much, I found a loot box and on a side quest yesterday, and I invested in the future of this channel in a way, let alone invested in myself. So from here on out is me talking pretty much about gaming. There might be some personal things that come up along the way. And, I appreciate y'all staying around and watching the journey. So this entire stack of, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 games. All for the Xbox. They are for the Xbox One and or X, as well as most of them are 360 games. I purchased my first 360 that is completely mine this year. And I got it for $40. I upgraded the hard drive. And had to have some personal help getting it online. It took 3 people. If you know me well, that's not a surprise to you, but someone who works at a local shop literally had to come to my house because I had to take it back so many times on foot. And so that was this summer, and I've had the X for over a year now. And I have been streaming on a One that was gifted to me via a friend. And so I'm newer to the Xbox community. I have dabbled in it off and on. And that is what I'm primarily going to be streaming on going forward. I grew up with an Atari. Then I grew up with different forms of the Nintendo systems. And then I've been a PlayStation man ever since I got the PS1. And that will probably be their own, stories and everything going forward. I'm not getting into all that today. So dabbling in the Xbox started with Fable for me. I probably played it here and there, but I do not remember anything before Fable. A friend of mine, him and his partner, they were going, his husband now, we're going to a movie, and I was supposed to be hanging out with them afterwards, and I just came over and I asked if I could play Fable while they went to the movies, and his friend was like, oh my god, what if he gets bored? And he goes, we're fine. And I had no idea that they, were gone as long as they were when they showed up. I was like barely scratched the surface. I do not believe I finished Fable 1 ever. I own it in multiple forms. It is on Game Pass. I still have, I believe, the original book to it. If not, I do have strategy guides to a couple of Fables 1, 2, and 3. 2 and 3 I did finish. I finished those around the time of my ostomy. Someone was letting me borrow their 360. That's the only time I had a 360 was when it was somebody's else, but it was in my bedroom, and that is how I spent most of my time being sick with my Crohn's at the time, before and after my ostomy. And I also have had a PlayStation throughout those generations, but I was primarily a PlayStation guy. I never bought a 360 or any Xbox systems until I bought the X last year. I did have some experience with the Xbox One in different ways. A friend of mine, whenever he was going overseas, he loaned me, I do believe it was his Xbox One. Yeah, because it was before the X. So I just played it every once in a while, and I don't think he had Game Pass, but he had EA Pass or something, or I paid for the EA Pass to play more games at that time, because that is my biggest genre of gaming for me, is sports games, especially Madden. And so, which is a big reason why I have the Game Pass currently. So I dabbled in the one then, and then I gave it back to him, and then I got the Switch after that. And that I was late to the Switch. I didn't get the Switch until 2020, and that's how I got into the gaming culture at first, other than looking up reviews before I spent money on games. I didn't really watch streamers. I did not watch other content, and I knew I wanted to buy the Switch for Animal Crossing, and I was like, I cannot spend this money just on Animal Crossing. And just because the game alone was $60, which I knew would be worth it for me because I played the first one religiously on a GameCube, and I owned all of it. And I knew I'd play it without watching a review or anything, and I found some of my favorite to this day streamers and YouTubers via Animal Crossing content or content about the Switch and what else it can do in other games to play. And eventually from there, that's where the idea of me streaming sort of started from, but not during COVID, because I work retail and I work in a I worked for a Dollar General close to my house, and it was listed essential, and I still worked during COVID. So the worst thing for COVID for me was sports, but I could still play video games, so it was a little easier. After my partner and I, who started dating during the beginning of COVID, moved in together, my PlayStation went into the bedroom, and I wasn't sick at the time, and I didn't want to spend a lot of time in bed. I try not to at the most. I usually have a console in my bedroom. Usually it's the oldest one, so it can be a Blu-ray player or a DVD player, versus before streaming apps and stuff on TVs were a lot more popular. But other than that, I try not to game in bed unless I literally have had a surgery or whatever. And so I quit playing on the PlayStation, but I was playing on my Switch so much, and it was portable, and I could still play games while my spouse and the kids used the TV, or even I could ADHD me. Like, I used to love having The Sims on a laptop while I still watch TV. So have the Switch's portability was very nice, and so I put 1,800 hours in Animal Crossing. Even if I didn't play anything else, the Switch was worth it to me. So during that time, they already had a Xbox in the living room, and I would dabble with it every once in a while. And then we were shopping one day, and I had expendable income, and I came across, without the thumbsticks, this guy. And I'm still a real big Red and Black fan. I am trying to tone it down to just Christmas for Buffalo Plaid-ish during Christmas, but and my drag, Jackson Summers, is very much a Red and Black guy. I was going to collect just red gaming things, and I probably will here and there, but I have, in my personal life, explored more colors, and wearing different things after coming out as genderqueer. I'm not trying to just mask and pass as much as possible. I'm an artist in my own ways. I love color. I love things, and not putting it on me has been its own thing. But at the time, this controller, it was camo and Red and Black, and a lot of the Elite controllers, even if they're red or black, if they're red, blue, or something else, they had the white background. And so I didn't want to buy the Elite controller for that. I didn't want to just buy the just boring black one. I would want to do the custom one, and I still do one day, and it's probably going to be like Army Green and Orange or something like that. So this spoke to me. It was reasonably priced. These thumbsticks are always like $10 or less, maybe $15. I don't think I've ever spent $15 on them, but I could easily do that. And I don't have it in here, but that year's Madden or last year's Madden was in my price range. So I just asked my partner if I could start using the Xbox in the living room, and they said of course. Like, I could have this whole time, and I never thought of it. I just quit console gaming in those genres a lot less. And so that just it was something that I wasn't doing for myself, and so I worked it into our viewing schedule and schedule with the kids to where I wasn't using the TV when everybody else wanted it, and it worked out. And at that time, my nephew graciously gave me the opportunity to use his Game Pass so I could play even more games, and that sold me on Xbox. being a PlayStation guy for the length of time that I have, I couldn't always afford PlayStation Plus, and I didn't always like the games that were gifted. Up to 3, sometimes 4, but usually only 2 games. I got to try something new. I usually didn't like it, or I had just bought the game from the store on sale, Detroit Becoming Human, and then you gave it away for free. Yeah. Not the only game, but that one really stung a little bit because I was almost done with it when it became free. Yeah, like literally weeks before it became free. You put it on sale, and I nabbed it. Almost beat it, and then it was free. But granted, I could not play it now because of the PlayStation Pass or whatever. So technically, I'm glad I did. But come on. Anyway. So the idea of the Game Pass for at the time, I believe it was $17 a month. He was giving it to me. He was like already paying for it and this, that, and the other. And he was like, yeah, you can just use it. He taught me how to do it. And it was glorious because a lot of the little indie games, like Unpacking, that I really wanted to put on my Switch, either my Switch was full or I could not afford it. And I was able to play Unpacking, and I just got someone to play Unpacking over Christmas vacation. I still adore that game. I still want to buy it. I've only played it on Game Pass, but I have watched, I think, 3 YouTubers, at least 2, go to completion. I watched my ex, their daughter. I've played it through twice. I started it with my nieces and nephews last Thanksgiving, and I just started it with a friend. Unpacking, to me, is definitely in my top 10, probably in my top 5 games, and it's an indie game that I wouldn't have been able to play within my financial constraints before that. And so, to me, the beauty and brilliance of Game Pass, it did just go up to $20 a month. You still, like, there's pros and cons to Xbox. There's things that I didn't like going through things. And now that, there's battery packs for the controllers and the Elites charge, wirelessly, not wirelessly, but, you just plug in the controller and recharge it, which is what I always wanted. That was my problems with the 360. I couldn't afford the batteries, and it was ridiculous, or like the battery packs were $40 at the time. So, one of those things where, I might be behind the times in some ways, and I might have not owned an Xbox 360 to this year, but I'm still getting a lot of enjoyment out of it. I think I picked up some free games. I couldn't upload my credit card information to buy some things that I was hoping to buy, and that's okay. I am in a process in my life where I'm the old man in the neighborhood that is collecting physical media. People are just gifting me old DVDs and Blu-rays. I used to only say that I only wanted Blu-rays going forward. I would be giving away my DVDs. Not anymore. I've gotten boxes of DVDs, and I haven't put them up in my house, which goes into all that I want to, take care of my house and myself, and, not live in boxes and closets. But yeah, that's where we are. And so whenever the new current generation of PlayStation and Xbox were being announced, I did not like the 5 at all. I still don't want a 5. If I was gifted with one, yeah, there's some games like, the game of the year just now, Astro Boy, I do believe is a PlayStation exclusive. If it's not, that's insane, and I will play it eventually. I can't always keep up with the times, and, going back in time will, offer me, a new look on the games, because I played some of them on the 1, 2, and 3, and now I'll be playing them on Xbox, some on the 360, some, through the Game Pass and stuff. So there's a lot of games that I want to play, and I want to, stream those and get those uploaded and such. But doing it to YouTube without a phone, we have figured out how to do it, but I still need someone else's computer. So that goes into more of, this new year investing in myself. So now that I am on the X, I got an X. I like I said, don't want the 5. I don't like the style of it. I don't like the size of it. Even I was waiting, like a couple years ago when I was going to get a 4, I was like, I'll just wait to the Slim. And then I didn't. I ended up getting it before the Slim, but still like the 2nd or 3rd gen, I think, before the Slim or something like that. But I was like, I'll just wait for the PlayStation 5 Slim. And some people in the communities were like, yeah, even the Slim is still going to be a bulky beast. So at least the X, like it's like a little mini tower. Like it's, a third of a computer. So I like the style of it. I like Xbox Game Pass. They were pretty much comparable for me, for what's important to me gaming wise, it was the clear no-brainer for this gen to stay current and not be behind the times and still saving up for a one. And or my PlayStation 4 sounds rough, y'all, and I had it cleaned. It's the first like electronic other than a computer where I was like, I'm paying someone to clean it. And because even I don't even like taking stuff apart. And I was trying to watch him, and I was like, I can't watch you do this. It's like watching your kid in surgery. Like, and it worked for a little while, but now it still sounds rough. And then there's just a detachment from it, and I don't know why, and that's okay. That's gotten me to branch out into a new system and a new backlog, and the Game Pass for me truly is worth it. It gets me to play games day one that I can't afford or that I end up not liking and glad I didn't spend the money on, but I still got to, be part of the hoopla that's current while going back in time. So on to the games that I purchased or got access to yesterday. These are some favorites that I haven't finished, and some games that I've really tried to try and I give up too soon. And when I talk about the first one, the first two technically, it's gonna go into what the goal is going forward on the channel. And I picked up two games that I said I would never play because the biggest complaint / review is that they make you mad and you want to quit them. I play Madden almost every day, and I float between easy and pro. And I could probably play higher, and I don't because there's a comfort. It's kind of a cozy game for me. I know that sounds weird, but especially if I put it on easy mode, I am not going to lose. Not to be cocky, but I'm going to win and usually score between 40 and 60 points. It's a comfort thing. And when I play on pro, it's a little more challenging, and I know it. But if I were to play on a harder mode, I would be challenged even more and have to, concentrate more and everything like that. And sometimes I get complacent in myself and just kind of check out. So, I want to be more proactive and not just in a comfort zone. So I want to step out and try the games that I've always said I wouldn't try and, push myself because I'm hoping that I do it right. I'm hoping there is a link or a screenshot or something later where I can share the video, but it's a YouTuber that I've never watched before, and I think they said Sponge. I don't know. Like I said, first video of theirs I found, and they played every game of the year up until last year because of the time of the recording. The game of the year this year was not announced. And I don't know the name of the game. I've never heard of it before, and I tend to usually at least follow who wins Game of the Year. I don't watch the Game of the Year awards. I'm going to this coming year. Long-term goals. But yeah, I don't remember the name of this game, but they said it was a Souls game, and hopefully, like I said, I give access to this and they get full credit for what they said. But apparently there has been medical research that even though it's a hard game that, caused repetition and, people to have to do all this stuff, it helped with depression and anxiety because it gave a sense of purpose for like being so frustrated and not giving up on it and continuing to play it, that they felt an extreme sense of accomplishment and it helped with depression and anxiety. Hi. How are you? That's the biggest part of the, last quarter of my year going into the new year. I'm working on my mental health. And if I can do it via gaming, why would I not? Hi. So, I got Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring. Like I said, every time I saw anyone talking about Elden Ring and then any other Souls game, I have always said, that's too hard. I can't do it. Like, why would I be that frustrated on purpose? Why would I spend the money on it? Everything I've got yesterday, I promise you, I didn't overextend my budget. I am fine. And like I said, it was an investment in myself and in this channel. So absolutely am I going to, at least Elden Ring is currently downloading on the X, and the next game that I'm going to talk about, which I bought for the Switch, and I hate it on the Switch, and you'll see why, but Witcher 4 was announced at the Game Awards, and so this game is, 10 years old now, if not, almost around, and I have only done, like, the very, very beginning on the Switch. I did not like it. I spent $20 on it, but it was on sale. But Yeah, it was an investment that did not pay off. So now we're going to try it. And apparently, this version had a lot of extras for free. So yeah, and I posted on Facebook yesterday, and a buddy of mine said he's on his second playthrough, and one of my main follows that I watch the most probably beat 'em ups. He said this was definitely one of his favorite games ever, I think, or at least high up on his list. So I think it was a game of the year when it came out. I think it was also in that video that I was just talking about, which like I said, I hope I linked correctly. So yeah, Witcher 3, that and Elden Ring are on my X right now. I am not going to play them or start them till I stream them, so I can't just up and quit. The part of my streaming that it's for my ADHD and for me is accountability. Is when I start a game on there, I really, really want to finish it. It's gonna be something crazier to not finish something. So so far it's just been the Madden and the UFC, but I'm waiting for story-based games, so I got some stuff in order, and then it's been the holidays, and I just trying to get through. So that's going to be the goal, is starting at least one of those on stream, and it's really a toss-up where to start. So my ADHD me, it might be every other week I'm playing them both. I don't know, but yeah. The next game has a lot of sentimental value to me for a lot of reasons. A lot of people love this game. A lot of people will love and hate it. It's one of the first games was like, well, I'm just gonna design my character, and then you're up until 7 in the morning, and that is Skyrim. It's also gonna be on this list again because I did also pick it up for the 360. Just one of those reasons is coming up because I got some goodies in some of these. So some of them I got just because they had extra stuff in them, and I will. This doesn't help Bethesda any because all these were used. They don't get any more money from it. But to have another way to play Skyrim, it is on the Game Pass. This is true. And so for me, I'm collecting, like I said, I'm collecting physical media. So to get another way to play Skyrim on a system that I own, I can play it. My one is digital, and so I can play it on Game Pass on the one. But then I can also, if it ever comes off of Game Pass with Xbox, Bethesda being by Xbox, I don't see it, but just in case, I can still play it for the nostalgia and everything. I've never beat it. I do have a friend that has. I have probably more than one friend, but one friend I know for a fact that I do believe that they finished it on the Switch, if I'm not mistaken. But I do think that they have also played it on Xbox, but I know they have finished it at least once. This game, I don't know what it is. Like I said, everything was within budget, and so, whenever you can, try something new and, have another physical copy of something, I'm a hoarder. I don't know what this is. It says every adventure starts with a single step. Adventure commence. Oh, yeah, then it goes into another language. That's why I can't read it. Sorry. So sorry for butchering that language. There's a thing about me whenever I was a huge reader, and still now, I will judge a book by its cover and not read the cover, because sometimes it has spoilers that are after chapter 3 and you're waiting for this moment, and you kind of, when you have ADHD and you can read a page and not read it, I miss a lot of stuff sometimes. So I very much grab books and don't read what's going to happen and just be like, okay, read the first couple of lines, know the characters' names, look through a couple of pages, and pick a book that way. That's kind of what I did with this. I was like, maybe I'll play it, maybe I won't. I don't know if I'll stream it or not, but yeah. This next game is very sentimental to me because it's one of the first games I ever played on a PC, and that was back in the 90s when you had to load it via DOS, and that's Civilization. I love Civilization, even if I'm not good at it. This game I'm good at, and I've played in easy mode and the next up, and can win, or I can prolong it to where I know I'm going to win, but I'm still building stuff just to see what it looks like in this version of the game. I do believe there's a new version of Civilization coming out. I do not know if it's going to be on consoles or just PC, but hopefully I will have a PC, and I will be maybe, eventually. But this version I played on PS3. I don't know if I still have the copy of it. I think I already have it on the 360. I think I was playing it this summer, but I got it because, one, I can give the disc to somebody else because, if I already have it, like I said, it's probably in the store. Like I said, everything being in storage, I'm double buying stuff. But I didn't know that this was in the back. So yeah, I got it again just so I have another cover, because it's the back of the cover. Not gonna lie. And then just in case I didn't have it, I did not want to pass it up and then not have it at all. Worth it. So while we were still on Skyrim, I'm gonna go back that I did also get Oblivion, and which I know is on Game Pass, but like I said, I will have the copy, and then like I said, I want to play some stuff on the 360 in that version. And then I got this because this one had a map. And then, like I said, I could also have it. So yeah, now we're going into the 360 era, and this is a very sentimental series to me, and I've only completed one of these games, and it was on the Vita. And I've been looking at redoing Black Flag. That's the furthest I've ever gotten in any of them. And I get so caught up in the mini game of the boats and the making all the money and stuff, then I just don't finish it twice now. And so I'm debating on Black Flag, but I did buy Syndicate and the Jack the Ripper DLC, so that's on my list. And then if you haven't been able to tell, by the end of this, you'll tell that 3 is a very important number to me, and so to get the third one, which I think I have, I think I had it on PlayStation 3, but like I said, I've never finished any of them, and this says it has a multiplayer, but yeah, the store is dead, so yeah. A single player, and then there's another, disc 2 was multiplayer, so that's cool. Like I said, and also I have the Syndicate Pops, and I think I have him in a little Funko something as well. Another series that I've started this game, I've started the second game, and I think I owned. Do I own? I might own. Legions. Watch Dogs. I got the furthest in 2, and then I got sick and didn't game, which sounds weird. And I didn't finish it, and I had that on the 4. I did get pretty far in this one on the PlayStation, whichever PlayStation it came out for originally. I might have played it on the 3, but I do believe I played it on the 4 as well. I've had several copies of it that I've bought and given back, and like I said, I might, when I go through things, have other copies of this game. Yeah, Watch Dogs. On the 360, 2, I believe, is on Game Pass, which is really, really good. And I know I started Legions, and it was okay, but it's just one of those things that, we'll go back and we'll try or not. We don't know. So these next 3 series, I think 4. I think there's at least 4 series. There's at least 3 series that I've always said I'm not good at these games. 4 series, yeah, maybe 5. These next series of games are a certain kind of game that I always say I'm not good at. I don't like it. I'm not good at it, and I give up. That's first-person shooters. I'm very big into not playing first-person shooters, and I don't know if Fortnite counts, but getting into Fortnite the last couple of years and playing online with my friends and being able to be Batman has opened me up to at least Fortnite. And so I don't think I'm the greatest. I'm not going to enter any competitions. I don't play ranked, but I have fun, and that is the point for gaming for me, is to not be frustrated and to not give up and to not have overly puzzly games. So Elden Ring is going to be a challenge. But all of these are first-person shooters that I have tried, at least this last one. There is a form of Battlefield that I tried. I forget which, I think it's Hardline, and it is not the typical one. It's more like story-driven and still has missions and shooting and stuff, but I still had trouble with it. I got probably 15% way into it, which is about where I get. If I get halfway, then I usually try to finish games like that, but I tend to not. To just put it in perspective, I've never finished either Red Dead game. I still put Red Dead 2 in my top 5. And I have finished Grand Theft Auto 5, and I've played 3, 4, and 5. I've finished 5 twice. So, yeah. And I finished Fallout 4 twice, and I haven't finished any other Fallout, and I think the entire Fallout series is one of my favorite series, is when I haven't finished. More people that are less familiar with the game have finished more copies of it than I have, but I do all the lore and stuff. Like I said, ADHD, know a lot, but don't know a lot about one thing. So I have tried Battlefield the most, I do believe, because it's an EA game, and like I said, I've had EA Pass before I had Game Pass, so I've probably tried them that way, and like I said, I give up in them very easily. I do believe I have at least, I know for a fact, I have at least this first game, if not all three of these games on the Switch, and I tried, and it looks great on the Switch. I really liked it on the Switch, but like I said, it was one of those things where like somebody who's a really big fan of it that I worked with at the time was trying to get me into it, and I could not get into it because I wasn't good at it, and that was the Borderlands. So I have at least these two copies, and this one came with a map and has all the DLC. So yeah, so I'm gonna give them a try again. I think maybe on the Xbox, and sitting at the computer screen will help me a lot more, being closer and be able to see. I think that's a big problem with some games. I can't see them as well as I would like, and so also the other than Halo, the one that started it all, to in my opinion, would be the Call of Duty games, and when you got the third one, yay. So yeah, I went with. I do believe I started this one as a demo, and I actually really liked it. I am a war fan. I wanted to get in the military. At least 4 people in my family were at least in the Navy alone. So I wanted to be a police officer more than once in my life, and so my goal was to go after I was in the service, and I couldn't get in because I'm chronically ill. So I do like war movies. I like this. I feel like this one, trying this again at some point, will be really good for me. And then yeah. So this one has the soundtrack inside. Yay! Does it? Oh, let's see. If it's not on the same disc, then no. But because The Witcher had a separate soundtrack disc, so we'll never, well, not never know, but also this game is very popular, and I've never gotten into it, but does this have something in it? This is just Xbox 360 games came with a manual. So Gears 2, is it upside? It's upside down. Yeah, Gears 2, and then also, since it was there too. Yeah, I think it's 5 now, and I don't know if there's a 6 being made, but I know it's still a very popular series for Xbox. And then, like I said, this is the one where I don't know if it's number 5, if it's a series or not, but they at least made one, and if I want to try one, and it's by EA, so there's Medal of Honor. So these might be games that I don't know if I'm going to dabble in, how long, stream, whatever, but other than finishing out the season with my current NFL guy in Madden 24, I am going to be branching out into different games. And I cannot do 360 stuff until I have my computer finished. I cannot do anything on the Switch or Switch 2 until I have my computer finished, because I will need a capture card and editing systems for those. So while I'm working on that, I can still stream from the One and from the X. And one of the two, if not both, will be first up. I just have to decide, and I am hoping to be doing that on New Year's Day. I have the day off, so I will possibly be making other vlogs and or absolutely starting one of these via Twitch on the 1st. So there's other changes, in my life that I'm going to be making, and on that is concentrating on my goals, and sitting around and not streaming when I have at least one way to do it. It is not conducive. So with starting The Witcher, like I said, some of these things came with extras, and it has the stickers that I do believe, from what I know of the game, have to do with him. And then there is a pretty cool map. I love maps. I love globes. I have collected both throughout my life, and only have 2 globes, I think 2. But yeah, so this is a pretty detailed, really pretty map, but right now it doesn't mean anything to me because I only played the very beginning of the game. But I'm looking forward to possibly using those throughout the room. This map really does mean a lot to me, and like I said, is one of the first things I hope to get framed and put in this room. It's the Skyrim map. So to get the 360 version and, play it that way or whatever, at least have it, and to have this up in this room somewhere eventually is going to mean a lot to me. yeah, a lot of time spent in this world, and to do it again eventually will mean a lot to me. And I might not finish it again. Who knows? And unfolding this all the way did not work out earlier because it would have covered my entire desk that's open. So I'm gonna open it now. But Borderlands, the first one that has like all the DLC, came with this huge poster. Which even if you've never played the game, this art. I love this. I know there's a Telltale game. I'm a huge Telltale game fan, so I've never played that because I didn't want to not understand what the heck they were talking about. And it also has one of the most detailed maps I've ever seen. You thought that Witcher one we just showed was pretty cool, but look at this. It's got a legend and everything. So I don't know which side I would want, and that might prompt me to maybe get a different copy of the map or this or something. So yeah, that was pretty exciting to get little bonuses and stuff. And like I said, this one's really small, so this is definitely going up because I'm actually a history buff a little bit. I'm really bad at remembering dates and stuff, so I might not be able to tell you when in time some stuff happened, and I need to brush up on it. Since I'm not in school, I don't keep up with it. But yeah, I'm also obsessed with people that are my height, and Napoleon being my height, or if not shorter, and possibly having Crohn's. There's also rumors that Caesar had Crohn's too. So, there's some things that I keep up with. JFK supposedly also had IBD, just in case you didn't know. So little things like that. So putting up a little Napoleon on it being, the back of the cover, and I never knew it. And I've had 2 different copies of this game. How I never saw that because the guy was just like, yeah, that's the cover reversed because it was on the outside, and I was like, shut up. So to me, yeah. But yeah, to get little goodies and bonuses, and that, gets me involved in the room more and taking care of myself and things. And just, not new year, new me, but new year, new goals. And just like, got a new tattoo, and it means a lot to me, and it changed my life. Not the tattoo. Well, yes, the tattoo. But the word relentless became very prominent in my life before I was allowed to officially start my medical version of my transition. And getting my YouTube up was originally about my ostomy, and then it became vlogging about my lack of transition. And during that process, I was approved, and I might not have recorded the moment after I was approved without my channel. So relentless means a lot to me, and I got it underneath my top surgery scar. And there's a big story with that and that tattoo and the font that was chosen. So I have to, it put a reminder in my brain that, the lesson that I learned and why relentless became important was just sitting back and waiting for things to happen will never produce those things. Very, very, very rarely. So you have to be relentless in your faith of whatever it is that you're wanting in life, whether it literally is your faith, which is how it was presented to me, or something in your life that you're wanting to happen, or just something that you need to focus your good intentions and good energy and be relentless in something in your life that you're not happy with, and it will change. And that very much happened for my transition. And now this is a big goal of, if because of my health, from physical to chronically ill, if I'm going to be in my house more, and even to be able to change things in my life that I'm unhappy with, I can do some of those things in my home, and I'm going to need to. So investing in my home and investing in this channel and myself is the main goal of my life. So I am going to, focus my time and energy in taking care of myself. And then actually, like I said, being active in this channel, because it won't go become more. And I have, veered a little bit from putting what I can afford into it, just mentally and physically. And so yeah, I need to change those things. And it's not a bad thing to notice what you're neglecting and change it. And the biggest thing in my life is loving myself with the love language I would give to other people. And so yeah, I'm going to focus my time and my energy in myself, and it will go well with what other things are going on. And that's it. That's all I have for you today. And I appreciate everybody that, watches these videos and comes in and helps and gives me private and public feedback about them. And, just everyone that loves me for me no matter what. I appreciate it. And we'll see you very soon.